Bangalore. It's Tuesday, right? Yes. From today, Bangalore is completely locked down. Yes. Who is Bangalorean here? Charan mane hatra gottagalla actually because you won't find a main road over there. But anybody who is residing in main towns like main road in Bangalore, like ಇದೇನೇನಪ್ಪ ಯಾರಾದ್ರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಶವಂತಪುರ or ಯಲಹಂಕ ಹೆಬ್ಬಾಳ್ ಈ ಸೈಡ್ ಇರೋರು nobody is there. Charan ಹೆಂಗಿದೆಯಪ್ಪ? How is the response near your home?
Sir, about what, sir? Corona, sir.
You got corona?
Sir, no, sir. About what, sir?
Sorry, no. About today is lockdown, right?
Today from 8 o'clock, sir.
From 8 o'clock. So how is the response near your home?
Sir, I suppose they are asking for lockdown only, sir. Near all.
Okay.
They only locked down, sir, their roads and all, keeping the near our home.
Oh, that means fear has arisen in people.
Sir.
Okay.
If awareness they are taking it, they are only blocking roads, sir.
Good actually. Now the fear has started arising in people. Now I'll tell you some shocking data. Okay. Fine. Okay. Yesterday Charan birthday. Sorry Charan, nobody informed me. Belated many happy returns of the day. Today your friends are informing me.
Thank you, sir.
So yeah, I was telling something that yeah, we don't know exactly where it is going to end and when it is going to end. But anyways, I think lockdown will to become normalcy. This is what has become normalcy in our day-to-day life. And yes, I wanted to tell you the data. Recently, I think current affairs, those who attended current affairs, they might have known the data. Fine. But this is quite shocking. I was thinking about it over and over again. Fine. 56 crore population are already in poverty line. 20 crore population. This is before corona. Before corona in India, 56 crore population were in poverty line. 20 crore people are like that, just borderline to poverty line. Just borderline. Okay. Now obviously you might be knowing that these people are already in a poverty. These 20 crore people. When the month of March, April only, because when the lockdown announced, in 1 month, these people came to the poverty line. That is below poverty line. Now, economists are estimating that the additional 20 crore have already been coming under BPL. So what will be the poverty rate in India? What will be the poverty population? 96 crore. 96 crore poverty in India has arisen. This is shocking. This is what shocked me actually. 100 crore, nearly 100 crore population which are in the brink of poverty means it's a huge disaster. And don't know exactly what will be the status of the society, because if this continues, then obviously society will lose the balance. Okay, so that balance where society loses, where your polity loses due to economy, will lead to revolution. Okay. By God's grace, it must not happen, but nothing can be said. Hello, ಓದಿದ್ದೆ. I don't remember the source. I've read somewhere that India has never been into any revolution. Oh, there might be a revolution ಅಂತ, but I don't know ಇದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಿಜ ಅಂತ. Let's see. Okay, now we are seeing about yesterday we saw about equality. Okay, media we saw, and today we are going to see about the market. Marketing, that is advertisement part. I would like to go with the old NCERT only here. I don't want to miss any chapters. Yes, I hope you guys are seeing this screen. Yes. Yes, I think you guys are seeing advertisements. This is once upon a time, Zamana's advertisements they have put here. Okay. Today we are surrounded by advertisements because of televisions everywhere. As I told you yesterday that the industry of television, that is media industry, can run only with the advertisement. Okay. So advertisement, because of advertisement, these industries are running. So obviously wherever you go, just imagine outside Kaladi, just imagine yourself outside the society and just see how you are completely surrounded with the advertisements. Hotel. So see here, top taste dal. When guests come home, give them the best dal. Okay. No, show your child care. Express yourself love, or express your love afresh. See, different advertisements and building a brand. People will start building the brands. Okay, that's not important for the examination. Okay, branding means you are improvising the name a brand. Okay, like Reebok, like Raymond, you'll be branding. Okay, that's not important, but this is important. So yes, give your children great food value. Give them the best dal. So the advertisements will not that. Just see the advertisements. Welcome to the grand old life. Okay, success keeps on you on your toes. Signature. See these advertisements. Nothing much is important here, but what is important here is we are building a social brand values as well as social values. We watch advertisements, discuss them, often judge people according to the brand products they use. ಇದು ನೋಡಿ. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ how advertisements are impacting our social and cultural life. This is your main question. ಪಕ್ಕ ಕೇಳಿದಾನೆ already ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. Okay, how advertisements are impacting your social and cultural life. We watch advertisements and we discuss them and often judge people according to the brand of products. What do you mean by that? The person who uses Gucci, or else a person who uses a branded shoe like Nike or Adidas. Okay, so we judge him at, oh acha, okay, he is brand, very good brand, a rich person, or powerful person, or the person with money. Okay, so we respect him because external appearances, we give a lot of importance to external appearances. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲೂ ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಥವಾ ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರ, either you would have done to others or you would have experienced it, right? External appearances. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಈ ಪ್ರವರ್ಬ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, simple living high thinking. Okay, simple living high thinking ಅನ್ನೋ proverb is just for a word sake ಅಷ್ಟೇ. Got it? So that's not actually been seen in your society. So advertisements influence our lives powerful influence. We need to be able to understand the ways in which they work. That is why it is very, very important. See, media powerful ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೀಡಿಯಾಕಿನ advertisement is very, very powerful. Got it? ನೀವು advertisement ನೋಡಿನೇ ಎಷ್ಟು ಏನೇನು ತಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ, just imagine yourselves. Look at more closely these, advertisements. Branded dals cost much more than dals that are loosely packed. ಅದು ನಿಮಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. Fine. But the problem here is how many can afford branded dals? Many people cannot afford branded dals. Okay. However, because of advertisement, people who cannot afford top taste dal might begin to feel that they are not treating their guests properly. See here, ನನಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾನು if I want to treat my guests better, I mean that means I must take this top taste dal. ಟಾಪ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ದಾಲ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಾಲಿಂದು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ if I don't have money, if I cannot purchase, that means I'm not treating my guests well. Obviously people will feel bad. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಫೈನ್. See here. Express your love afresh. Show your child care ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. Okay. So it is soap advertisement. This is a soap advertisement. See, if a mother cannot able to purchase that expensive soap, ಈ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಿವ್ ಸೋಪ್ನ ತಗೊಳಕ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, that means the mother is not expressing love to her child. ಹಂಗಂತನ? Obviously that emotion will be used here. See, they are using this emotion of a mother and advertising it. Actually you should stand in the foot. Okay, you should stand in the position of those people. Okay, those poor people who cannot afford 40-50 rupees soap. ಅಫೋರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ದಿರೋ ಅಂತವ್ರ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೋಡಿ, ದೇ ಫೀಲ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ವೆರಿ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್. ಅದು ಬಿಡಿ, ಫೈನ್. Recently there is a controversy about Fair and Lovely. Okay, I think we have discussed this Fair and Lovely controversy, right? Okay, Fair and Lovely is such a brand which is telling you these fairness industry, fairness cream. Oh my God! See, on one side there is a protest against discrimination, racial discrimination against black people. Now on the other side, they are these fairness industries are telling that you must become fair, you must become fair. Okay, fair and handsome, fair and lovely. So this is completely, totally stereotyping companies. That is what these, like chapter is going to tell. Okay, so and these, because of these, the and who are promoting this, that is very, very important thing. Promoters are the one whom you people adore, that is film stars, cricket stars. Problem mandiradalli. Okay, the thing is Mahendra Singh Dhoni will come to endorse it, and many people will be following Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Okay, Virat Kohli will come and endorse a product, and many people will be following Virat Kohli. So they obviously will be forced to buy those items which are not at all yielding anything. First of all, tell me, fair and lovely or fair and handsome? Okay. Do you think that after using for a couple of days, couple of years, you are going to become fair? Are you really thinking you are going to become fair? Definitely not. Okay. But though you are forced to buy it because of all these prejudices that has been created. Fine. Very good. Very good. Now coming to very good topic here. Now the thing is, these advertisements have shifted into a new thing, not only TV advertisements or paper advertisements. Okay, they have shifted into social media advertisements like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. So these are the important tools where huge amount of bill will be charged by a who, film actors or a cricket stars. So if Priyanka Chopra, very good example here, she has mentioned, your friend Kirtana has mentioned, very good, this that you have drawn here. Priyanka Chopra charges how much? 2.16 crore to a post. So if I want to post that, for example, just for example, I have made a product called television of a product. Let us take a product as a coffee making machine. Okay, coffee making machine. I'll approach Priyanka Chopra to endorse it. Okay, she will put it on a Facebook page or a Twitter page. She charges me 2.5 crore rupees, 2.16 crore rupees. Okay, that means just imagine that how the advertisements are influencing you. Okay, so just a second, I'll throw the garbage shouting outside. Just a second. And I think if I tell you one thing, you'll be shocked. Actually, I have read in an article where I think per year, okay, Shah Rukh Khan has signed a contract with a watch company, okay, for 180 crore rupees per year throughout year. They can make whatever the ads with him, that is their wish, but 180 crore rupees. So I hope you are understanding that how much brand building and the advertisements are influencing our lives. Okay, see here, advertisements may play a big role in our lives. We not only buy products based on them, but often having certain brand products influences the ways in which we think about ourselves, our friends, and our family. It is therefore important to know how advertising works and understand what it does means before we choose to buy products and advertisements well. We need to be able to critically understand why they use particular images. We should critically understand the personal emotion and they are appealing to, and the ways in which these affects how we think about ourselves. See, when we use the product or not able to buy it, that is very very important thing. See, the day when you start getting influenced by the advertisements, okay, what happens is your lifestyle will completely changes because you'll be start using only branded clothes that is being endorsed by these people. Then what happens, you start judging the people based on it. That is what they're trying to tell. You start judging the people, like okay, if he is not wearing a wrong t-shirt, that means that okay, he is not a person who is with the money. That means you will avoid him. Okay, so this don't you think this advertisement is actually building a social inequality, a new kind of social inequality? Yes, of course it is building a new kind of inequality. ಯಾರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅಫೋರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಿವಿಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೀವಿ ಈಗ ನಾವು. They cannot afford. Okay, now how does advertising get made? ಅದು important ಇಲ್ಲ. That is not important here. Okay, because that is again branding ಗಿಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, and obviously everybody will discuss, and they actually plan how exactly they can hit the emotion of the people. Advertisements are already always based on the emotions, how they are going to hit the emotions of the people. Okay, that's important illa illi. Fine. See here, advertisements and democracy. Now coming to advertisement and democracy. There are various ways in which advertising links to the issues of equality and democratic society. Obviously, equality bantilli concept because advertising a product costs a lot of money. Usually, crores of rupees are spent on advertising a brand. Producing and showing advertisements in the media is very very expensive. Obviously, it's not easy to put you, Yami Gupta on Fair and Lovely, okay, because she is going to like charge crores of rupees. It's not very easy for endorsing Virat Kohli into a headphones ad because Virat Kohli will charge huge amount of money. Okay, so obviously that is costing the company also very much because there are so many advertisements in market today. Companies have to show advertisements again and again. ಓಕೆ ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರತಿ ಸರಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಓವರ್ ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ ಎವ್ರಿ ಅವರ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಟ್ವೈಸ್ ದೇಲ್ ಶೋ ದ ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಫನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆಗ್ತವೆ. ಓನ್ಲಿ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್. Try to understand how exactly it is playing unfair game in democracy. If you own small business, okay, you will not have money to show your product on TV or on national papers and magazines. So person who sell pad or pickles, sweets, jams, and they have been made at home are not considered fashionable or branded products. Okay, see, ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಪಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ಸೆಲ್ ಪಾಪಡ್, ಸಾರಿ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪಾಪಡ್. ಪಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಮನೆ ಹತ್ರ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಪಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಮನೇಲಿ ಪಾಪ ಹೋಮ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಪಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ತಗೊಳಲ್ಲ. ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬೈ ಓನ್ಲಿ MTR ಪಿಕಲ್ಸ್. MTR ಪಿಕಲ್ಸೇ ತಗೊಳೋದು ನಾವು. ಓಕೆ, GRB ತುಪ್ಪವನ್ನೇ ತಗೊಳೋದು. ಫೈನ್, ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ತುಪ್ಪ ತಗೊಳಲ್ಲ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಡೆಡ್. ನಂದಿನಿ ಹಾಲನ್ನೇ ಕುಡಿಯೋದು, ಫೈನ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಡೆಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಮನೆ ಹತ್ರ ಡೈರಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿರುವಂತವ್ರು ಅಥವಾ ಮನೆ ಹತ್ರ ಲೈಕ್ ಇಫ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಅಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಹೋಮ್, ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ fixed to the branded that we actually kind of owe, like thinks that they owe the responsibility. We think that these branded companies owe the responsibility so that they don't have, like any sort of mischievous things on us. They don't play any sort of mischievous things on us ಅನ್ನೋ ನಮ್ಮ ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಸೇ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ನೈಕಿ ಶೂ ತಗೊಂತೀನಿ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ವರ್ಷ ಬಾಳಿಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಬರೀ ಫ್ಯಾಷನ್ ತಗೋತಿಲ್ಲ ನಾನು, ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನಾಟ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಪರ್ಚೇಸಿಂಗ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ಫ್ಯಾಷನ್. Okay, I'm purchasing this Nike. I think that if it is branded, it is branded because it will not tear within short period of time. Okay, so ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ತಗೋತೀನಿ, ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ವೆದರ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಓಯಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್. ಅದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಇವಾಗ ನಾನು ನಂದಿನಿ ಹಾಲನ್ನ ತಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅದು ಆರೋಗ್ಯಕರ ಅಂತ, ಹೆಲ್ದಿ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಅಂತ. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹಾಲು ನೀರು ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾನೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ, ಮನೆ ಹತ್ರ ಬರೋ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ನಂದಿನಿ ಪ್ಯಾಕೆಟ್ ತಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಫೈನ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಬೈ KMF ಅಂಡ್ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ KMF ಓಟ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಟ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀನಿ. ಬಟ್ ಹೂ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ. ಫೈನ್, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೀನ್ ಮೆನಿ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ದಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಹಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ಸ್ in like these packaged milks ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿರ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಓಕೆ, ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ, ಫೈನ್. ಎನಿವೇಸ್, so social advertisement referred to advertisements made by state or private agencies. What are social advertisement? Tilkali definition. These are advertisements made by the government itself or private agencies that have larger message for the society. Society ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮೆಸೇಜಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಆ ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಬ್ರೈಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ಟು, ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಟಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್ ಇಯರ್. Okay, this is actually social advertisement. However fast you try, the train is always faster than you. Okay, very good advertisement. This is for the social cause. ಇದು ಯಾರಿಗೂ ದುಡ್ಡು ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ತಗೋತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಯೂಶಲಿ ಈ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯುವಲ್ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಗೇಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಗೇಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ತರ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಜನಗಳು ಫುಲ್ ಶೂರರು, ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಓಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಸುತ್ತೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Okay, so to avoid these train accidents, they have made an advertisement, obviously for having a social impact. Okay, so yes, package items ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. This is what about package items. Okay, in democracy in which all the people are equal should be able to lead a life of dignity ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ಮಾತು. Dignity, try to understand here. Now I am relating it with your constitution. Okay, everybody must lead a life with dignity. Advertising tends to promote certain lack of respect for the poor. Don't you think so? On one side, you are telling that everybody has a like individual as having a dignity. Where have we spoken about dignity? Dignity na ellu matadidivi. Individual dignity has been spoken where? In the constitution. Constitution ellu matadidivi now? Preamble. Very good. In preamble, we mentioned about the individual dignity. Fine. Now these advertisements are snatching away the dignity of a poor. When poor cannot afford, Cerelac, okay, or when poor cannot afford Boost, now you are making him lose that, you know he's not fit to be a parent. ಅವನನ್ನ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಫಿಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಲ್ವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನಂಗೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು in advertisement, right? This is hurting his dignity. Now advertising, because it appeals to personal emotions, also tends to make people who cannot afford certain brand. Obviously, if I cannot afford a brand, see, Nike shoe is worth of 5,000 rupees minimum, I'm speaking. Okay, Adidas, Nike, minimum 5,000 rupees, right? So if I cannot afford it, I feel very bad because I cannot afford it. Obviously, I feel very bad. So they, and also I feel like I cannot able to give certain, care for the best loved ones. Obviously, ತುಂಬಾ ಬೇಜಾರಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ if you are telling that your kids, if you love your kids, then you must purchase this soap. ಅಂದ್ರೆ obviously I feel very bad because if I cannot afford my kids this soap, I feel like I'm a bad father or a mother. But advertisements will never mention that if you do not buy this soap, you don't love the kids. They indirectly have the message like care more, love more ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಫೋಟೋ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತರು. Okay, but it's actually impacting the lives of people. ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಡೌಟೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. Advertising, by focusing the lives of rich and famous, helps us to forget about issues of poverty. Okay, so helps us to forget about issues of poverty, discrimination, dignity, all of which are central to the functioning of equality and democracy. Fine. It is making it to forget issue poverty issues martogtidivi now. Okay, so discrimination, it is totally discriminating factor because like ನೀವು ಒಬ್ಬನ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ you are discriminating here. Rich people ಅಷ್ಟೇ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ discriminate ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು. Fine, and also hurting dignity, which is very very important for the equality of democracy. Equality function ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು important, but it is being compromised because of advertisements. More than just selling us products, advertisements tells us how we should live our lives, what we should aspire and dream for, how we could express our love, and what it means to be smart, successful, and beautiful. So, as citizens of democratic society, it is important for us to be aware of strong influence of the advertising has on our lives by critically understanding what advertisement do and make a better decisions about whether we wish to buy a product or not. Okay, ನೀವು ಅಷ್ಟೇ, as a citizens of uh, educated citizens, you must make a decision. Okay, just ಕೊಹ್ಲಿ, ವಿರಾಟ್ ಕೊಹ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಇವ್ರು ಎಂಡೋರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನೀವು ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ನ. ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ನೆಸಸರಿ? ಓಕೆ, ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಸಚ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಇಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ? ಅದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್. ಆ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು ರೈಟ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ನಾವು markets, obviously weekly market mandi. Okay, so that is what is there, and they have given certain examples here. It's not important chapter. Okay, but chain of market ಇದೆ. Fine, that is not important, but there is important points here. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಂತ, that's why I'm not explaining you guys. Okay, markets ಅಲ್ಲಿ malls ಇದೆ, online market ಇದೆ. Okay, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ, that's not important. Now coming to this is important, markets and equality. So see, we have looked into this chapter where we have shopping complex, malls, okay, car showrooms, everything. So one, try to understand here what type of different markets are created here. One is a small trader with little money to run the shop, like kirana shop, sanna kirana angdi. Fine. Whereas the other is able to spend lot of money to set up the shop. So they also earn unequal amounts. Say for example, one small kirana angdi, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು big, like Reliance Smart. Reliance Smart and small kirana shop. Who will earn more? Obviously, Reliance Smart will earn more, right? So there will be unequal amounts they are earning, and obviously unequal amount ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, economic inequality ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು. Fine. The weekly market trader earns little compared to the profit of a regular shop owner in a shopping complex. Similarly, buyers are differently placed. Obviously, there are okay. So ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಇವಾಗ ಬಯರ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. Fine. Poor people will go to small shops. Rich people will go to Reliance Mart. Simple. Because Reliance Mart ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 2 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿನೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ರೇಟು ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಟು ದ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಶಾಪ್ಸ್. Thus, whether we can be buyers or sellers in different markets depends among the others on the money that we have. ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಅಂಗಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಬೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ವೆದರ್ ವಿ ಗೋ ಟು ಒರಾನ್ ಮಾಲ್, ವೆದರ್ ವಿ ಗೋ ಟು the showroom that is near to my home, whether I go to a small wholesale shop near my home, it depends on what the money that I have. Got it? So that is what he is trying to tell in markets and equality. Here your mall, okay, shopping malls, now everything is closed, but Orion Mall, I think you have seen. So have you seen poor people inside Orion Mall? Have you ever seen poor people inside Orion Mall? Poor people ನೋಡಿದ್ರೇನ್ರಪ್ಪ ನೀವು Orion Mall ಅಲ್ಲಿ? I have not seen poor people inside Orion Mall. Okay, ನಾನು ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ. Fine. So that's like a huge inequality. Fine. Yes. Now this is important chapter. Okay. So shirt ಮಾಡೋದು ಅದೇನಂತ important chapter ಅಲ್ಲ. If you want you can read it, but I suggest you stick to your examinations, because if you stick to examinations all those are not important. Now this chapter is important. Struggle for equality. Okay. So as you already read in the book, the Indian Constitution recognizes all citizens are equal before the law and states that no person can be discriminated against because of their religion, sex, caste, or whether rich or poor. All adults in India have equal right to vote during elections, and this power over the ballot box has been used by the people to elect or replace their representatives. Now tell me, law. All are equal before the law. Article what article? Which article is speaking about?
14.
14. Not discrimination. Okay. Right against discrimination is what article?
15, sir.
15.
Article 15.
Indian Political Drama. Okay. Try to remember this. Whenever you write in your examinations, you should mention article number with these sentences. Okay. It attracts more. Now, all adults in India have equal right to vote. What is this? He's speaking about equal right to vote.
Universal adult franchise.
Very good. Universal adult franchise is in what article of Indian Constitution? Universal adult franchise under what article of Indian Constitution? Sorry. 21. ಇದನ್ನು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡೇ ಅಲ್ಲ ನೀವಲ್ಲ. Very good, MD Salim. Article 326. Absolutely right. ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ರಪ್ಪ. Okay, this is Article 326. Article 326 gives us the power of universal adult franchise. Very good, Akash. Okay, so power to vote is given. So, but this feeling of equality that the ballot box provides us because the vote of one person is good as of the another does not extend to most people lives. Alva, we have seen it in this chapter that we are politically equal but not equally economically, neither socially. Fine, that is what he is trying to tell. As you read in the examination in an example, that increasing privatization of health services, increasing privatization of health services and neglect of government hospitals have made it difficult for most poor people. like Kantabai or Hakim Sheikh or Aman to get good quality health care. These people do not have resources to afford for the expensive private healthcare services. Definitely. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಮೇಜರ್ ಚಂಕ್ ಏನು ತಗೋಬಹುದು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ privatization is leading to inequality. Very important thing. Try to understand here. Privatization always leads to inequality because privatization means a capitalism. So as a privatization or as a capitalism or a capitalist or a private company owner, I always look into profit. Got it? So it creates inequality. There is no doubt about it. Fine. That is what is told here. Similarly, the man who sells the juice does not have the resources to compete with all the major companies. Obviously, we saw. Okay, ದುಡ್ಡಿರೋನ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕಂಪನಿ ಆಡ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇನ್ನು ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. Rich will become rich, poor will become poor. Poverty and the lack of resources continue to be the key reason why so many people's lives are still highly unequal ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ಇಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿಗೆ ರೀಸನ್ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪಾವರ್ಟಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಪಾವರ್ಟಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟಕ್ 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 ನಂಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಈ ತರ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಪಾವರ್ಟಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಮೇನ್ ರೀಸನ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ inequality in India. Fine. On the other hand, the Ansaris were discriminated. Now, nodidvi, Ansaris were discriminated based on religion because they were not given rented house because they belong to particular religion. Anta. Fine. So the discrimination as well as Om Prakash Valmiki we saw because of Dalit, he used to be discriminated in the school, and also we saw about a woman. Okay. Now, is often considered of less value than men. All of these persons are discriminated against primarily because of their social and cultural background, as well as because they are women. Discrimination on the basis of person, religion, caste, sex is another significant factor of why people are treated unequally in India. Again, coming to inequality. Why? Because of discrimination based on caste, sex, and religion is source of another inequality. One, the poverty and lack of resources. Second is discrimination is a source of inequality. Now in India, it is the it is the case that the poor consist of majority of members of Dalit, Adivasi, Muslim communities and often are women. Okay. ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳೋದು ಕೇಳಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Fine. That majority of poor are belonging to Dalit community, Adivasis, Muslim communities. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ತಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Because discrimination has been created, inequality has been created. ಇಲ್ಲೇ inequality ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ನೀವು you can clearly tell poor people ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. Fine. So now I think ಮೆಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ರಿಸರ್ವೇಶನ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ. Fine. Because many people still found that reservation ಯಾಕೆ ಅನ್ನೋದೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ. You should know reservation, why reservations here. Often poverty and lack of dignity and respect of certain communities and groups come together in such a powerful ways that it is difficult to identify where one aspect of inequality ends and one aspect of equality begins. See, often poverty and lack of dignity and respect for certain communities and groups ಎಷ್ಟು ಪವರ್ಫುಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಯು ಕೆನ್ ನಾಟ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ವೇರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಇಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಎಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅದರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಇಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಬಿಗಿನ್ಸ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಆನ್ ಒನ್ ಸೈಡ್ ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅನ್ಟಚಬಿಲಿಟಿನ ಬ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಓಕೆ, ಯು ಆರ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಅದರ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬ್ಯಾನ್ಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ because according to constitution you cannot discriminate. On the other side you have given permission for the advertisements, okay, which are totally discriminating against rich and poor. On the other side you are giving permission to put an ad. Okay, so what kind of, see, are you understanding here? So you must understand the in-depthness of these statements. As you have read, Dalit, Adivasi, Muslim girls drop out of school in large numbers. This is the combined outcome of idenike dropout ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು. Why the dropout rates are more? Because of poverty, social discrimination and lack of good quality of school facilities for the communities. Okay, so because of this, dropping rates are more. Now on one side you are trying to decrease inequalities. On the other side, inequality is increasing because of these people are dropping from the schools. Okay. So according to 2001 data, ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ 2001 ಇಂದ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ because 2011 sorry 2011 ಇದು ಡೇಟಾ ಅಪ್ಡೇಷನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಿದು. ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಮೂವ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಡಿ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ ಐ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ಟು ಓಪನ್ ದಿಸ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಬುಕ್. ಓಕೆ, ಹೊಸ ಬುಕ್ಕಿಗೆ ಬರೋಣ. ಈಗ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಹೊಸ ಬುಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಫುಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡೇಟಾ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಈಗ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಶೋ ಯು. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು ಟು ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಓಪನ್ ದಿಸ್. ಆರ್ ಯು ಸೀಯಿಂಗ್? Can you see in this book they mention about 2001 census data? Women from 48% of the population, Muslims, women form 48% of the population. That is 52% are men in India, 48 are women in India. Okay, Muslims form 30% of the population. Muslims are 13% of population. Dalits are 16% of population. Adivasis are 8% of population. Okay, very important data. It is very very important data. Now coming to this year, okay, ಅದಲ್ಲ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ 2001 ಇಂದಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಸಿ 2011 ಡೇಟಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. 2011 ಡೇಟಾ ಸೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ women form 48.5%. Array, very good. In 10 years, percentage of women rate is increased. Okay, and Muslim population 14.2% also increased. S is 16.6% of population. ST comprise of 88.6% of population. Okay, this is very very important. Struggle for equality. ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ SDG ಗೋಲ್ 10 ಬಂದ್ವಿ. ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಬುಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ತೆಗೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸಸ್ಟೈನಬಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೋಲ್ ನ ಬರ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಗೋಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೋಡಿ. ರಿಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ಇಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸಸ್ಟೈನಬಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೋಲ್. ರಿಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇನ್ಇಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ವಿತ್ ಇನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಮಾಂಗ್ ದ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಂಟ್ರಿನಲ್ಲೂ ಮಾಡಿ, ಜಗತ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಇನ್ಇಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ. ಸ್ಟ್ರಗಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಇಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ. Throughout the world, in every community, village, town, we will find there are some people who always respected because of their fight for equality. These people may have stood up against an act of discrimination, or they have faced which they have witnessed, or they may be well respected because they treat all persons with dignity. Okay, and therefore trusted and called upon to resolve the issues in the community. ಈ ತರ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀರ, people who always speak about equalities. Who are the famous community, like people in India who spoke always about equality, who always wanted to create an equal society for everyone? Very good. Ambedkar, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Okay, so ಈ ತರ ಹಳ್ಳಿಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ರು ಅಂಬೇಡ್ಕರ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಾರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಹಳ್ಳಿಗೆ, ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟಿಗೆ. Fine. So speak about equality. Some of these persons become more widely recognized because they have support for large number of people. Okay, so to address particular issue of inequality in India, there are several struggles in which people have to come together to fight that they believe are important. Fine. So we saw women's movement ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು. Struggle for inequality, ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ struggle for inequality to raise the issues. Now Tava Matsya Sangh, Tava Matsya Sangh. It is a Sangh andre society, one group in Madhya Pradesh is another example of people coming together to fight for an issue. There are many such struggles, such as those among BD workers, fisher folk, BD workers agirli, fisher folk agirli, agricultural laborers, slum dwellers. Each group is struggling for justice in its own way. So there are also many attempts to form a cooperatives or other collective ways. So every time struggle ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ತವಾ ಮತ್ಸ್ಯ ಸಂಘ್ ಇವ್ರದೊಂದು ಕೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. This is case study. Remember, these are the case studies which will be helpful for you in writing your mains answers. ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ನೀವು ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಹೋಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. When dams are built or forest areas are declared sanctuaries for animals, thousands of people displaced ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. We spoke about rehabilitation. This is called rehabilitation. Okay, Land Acquisition and Rehabilitation Act ಅಂತ ಒಂದಿದೆ. Okay, so people displaced ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. Whole villages are uprooted and people are forced to go to build new homes, start new lives elsewhere. Most of these people are poor in urban areas too. Okay, so most of these people are poor in urban areas too. Bastis in which poor people live are often uprooted. Some of them are relocated to the areas outside the city. Their work as well as their children's schooling is severely disrupted because of the distance from the outskirts of the city to the locations. ನೋಡಿ, you should always, see, if you want to become a good administrator or a good answer writer or a good, interview ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ನೀವು. ಅಗೇನ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಯು, ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಎಂಪಥೈಸ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್. ನಿಮಗೆ ಫೀಲ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅದು. ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಸೆನ್ಸಿಟೈಸ್. ಸಿ, ಪುವರ್ ಪೀಪಲ್, ಚಿಕ್ಕಾಬಟ್ಟೆ ಬಡವರು, ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ನೀವೊಂದು ಅನಿಮಲ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಚುರಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತನೋ, ಓಕೆ, ಆರ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತನೋ, ಓಕೆ, ನೀವು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಅಪ್ರೂಟೇ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಸ್ಲಮ್ನೇ ಎತ್ತಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಫೈನ್, ದ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲಿಫ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ದೇರ್ ಸ್ಲಮ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. Nobody is thinking about what will be their lives after when they, given other place outside the city. ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಮೂಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಟಿಲಿ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಮೂಲೆ, ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮೂಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಊರ್ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಜಾಗ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅದು ಕೊಟ್ರು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ರಿಹ್ಯಾಬಿಲಿಟೇಷನ್ process is not actually properly implemented. Got it? So people faces very hardship over there, and this displacement of people and communities is a problem that has become quite widespread in our community. Fine. So in our whole country, people usually come together to fight against this. There are several organizations across the country. Organization ಅಂತ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನ್ ಬರ್ಬೇಕು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? Pressure groups. Pressure groups. Okay. So Tawa Matsya Sangh is one of that pressure group. Federation of Fish Workers. Matsya andre fish. Okay, cooperatives. An organization fighting for the rights of the displaced dwellers of Satpura forest in Maharashtra. ಓಕೆ, ಮಹಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸತ್ಪುರ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಡ್ವೆಲ್ಲರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೋ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಎತ್ತಂಗಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ತವಾ ಮತ್ಸ್ಯ ಸಂಘ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಫೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ, ತವಾ ಡ್ಯಾಮ್ ಬಿಗೇನ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟೆಡ್. ಸೊ and after this, these lands were merged to agricultural lands, and everything we will study in tomorrow's class. Nale class alli we will study the struggle. The Indian Constitution living document, yake living document anta karitare, that we will study. Fine. So we will have more case studies in the hand, and tomorrow we will begin with your 8th standard NCERT. You have successfully completed your 7th standard NCERT. ನಾಳೆ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಮುಗ್ದೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾಳೆ we will start with your 8th standard NCERT. Fine. So do you want me to start with 8th standard NCERT of Polity or start with 7th standard history? ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡೋಣ? 8th NCERT 9th NCERT ತಗೊಂಡೋಗ್ಬಿಡೋಣ, ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ Polity ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಡೋಣ, ಅಥವಾ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ? I'll tell you one advantage. Complete continuing the classes in advantage ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಕೇಳಿ. Now ಕನೆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಆರ್ ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್? 6th 7th ಓದ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು 6th ಇಂದ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಪೊಲಿಟಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇಂದ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ಯು ರೀಡ್ ಒನ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್, ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ನ ನೀವು ತುಂಬಾ ಓದ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಟಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಫೈನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಎಸ್, ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಡೂ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಟಿ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್, ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಇನ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಟಿ. ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ 8th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟಿಪಿಕಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ಮೇಲೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಫ್ರಮ್ ನೌ, ಫ್ರಮ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಎಂಟರ್ ಇನ್ ಟು 8th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ NCERT, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟಿಪಿಕಲ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ನೆಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ಎಸ್, ಓಕೆ, ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಎಸ್, ಟುಮಾರೋ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಗಿನ್ ವಿತ್ ಯುವರ್ 8th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ NCERTs. Evening 7:30 we'll meet in your current affairs class. Thank you so much, and read these chapters whatever I have told. 7th standard NCERT clean notes ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Fine. Thank you so much.